I think it was Forrester, you mentioned Forrester, came out with a different study in 2003, and they said that 73% of new annual revenue should come from existing clients. So the idea that you not only have existing revenue there, you have revenue expansion opportunities that are more significant, should be more significant than the new logo development that we're even doing out of sales. So churn ruins all of that. Churn is the worst impact on NRR. So those are the kind of things I love bringing this up and how you're doing this, because you're starting to say, I'm thinking like a business person. I'm thinking like a leader of the company that is protecting growing revenue. And churn is one of the cancers that does that. Now, part of that is increasing our efficiencies too and getting more done. And everybody talks about AI. AI is one of those things that is promised to be a huge efficiency boost and quality and output boost. And we're serving the clients better. Our CSATs, our NPS scores, everything should be affected by it. But what I loved is you've written the book on it, right? You've written the book on how do we apply AI in the contact centers. But you mentioned that it's not the magic solution, but it's a pretty important solution. And I'd just love to get your perspective on that.
Definitely. Maybe also when we had our discussion before the podcast, when we talked about AI is having this hype and trend where we're expected it will do like magic and resolve all of our problems with zero effort. Again, it's the same hype or trend that we used to get when we hear a word like automation or digitalization. Again, it's more or less the same hype. And even I remember the example when we talked about the pistachio thing. I'm not sure if you have the same hype that we have here in Egypt versus the US, where you have this pistachio added to everything. So when you add pistachio to anything, it's just upgraded. So the chocolate bar could be for $1, for example. And then when you say it's with pistachio, it can go up to $10 or $20 or $100. So AI is one of those trends. But again, with this being said, I'm not saying that AI is not a game changer. It's a huge game changer, but it's not a game changer in the way we think it is. Because working or using the AI, it requires the proper normal infrastructure that you would have in any good contact center anyway. So in order for you to have a solid working AI agent or AI tool or AI driven process, you need to have lots and lots of proper infrastructure installed and set up properly in order for you to be able to choose the AI. Otherwise, it will give you just irrelevant answers. It will give you delayed responses, or simply it will fail. When I say delayed responses, it means it's working. However, it's not working properly. I ran a report, I guess, 6 months ago, saying that 80% of AI projects fail. Like they don't even go live. But again, it's because of the hype and everyone is talking about it every single day. And you keep on seeing competition between different countries, between different companies. Like, you know what, this AI agent can do so and so, and you can change your photo to look like this celebrity, for example. Again, these are all trends, but the AI itself doesn't work the way that people or decision makers or a CEO would think it should work. And in order for us as contact center leaders to be able to use the AI, again, we need to do the basic, the manual, the traditional work properly. So things like having the proper process mapped. This is a very, very important thing. You need to have your own processes mapped, documented, well designed with edge cases, because again, the AI is like a very smart agent. So they need to have a full document that what if this happens, do this, if this happens, do this, if this happens, then do this. Things like the data utilization, it's a huge thing. In order for you also to be able to use the AI tools or AI agents properly, you need to have your data streamlined properly. You need to have a proper knowledge base in place because, again, if I'm asked a question, I need somewhere to check. I will learn over time, but again, from the very first beginning, I need to have one place where I can go, check, validate the information, and come back with an answer.
Yeah, the best AI tools, if it's garbage in, it's garbage out. And one of the big issues, even though the word and the trend and digital transformation has been around for a long time, like Deloitte years ago told it, the difference between the business of today and tomorrow is digital transformation, how we're using our data. And AI has just accelerated the need for us to not have fragmented, siloed data and not well thought through processes, because you put AI on top of all of that and you're putting it on top of a broken system. Is that a good takeaway from what you said there?
Could it be more accurate?